What's going on, guys? One more here, guys. A brand new Busch Gardens video. It has been a minute since I have said that, and we are here talking about Verboten, Forbidden Turn, the new reimagining reboot of Verboten at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. And if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you're probably waiting for me to talk about this because I've been quite outspoken about my aggravation with the current state of Verboten. I made a vlog about it where I went and rode it early August and was quite disappointed. And I think I made a video, it's probably my most negative ever Busch Gardens video in the last couple months, talking about just the state of Verboten and how frustrated I was at the park with just taking one of their marquee coasters, the coaster that they use in all their marketing, and pretty much just saying, it's fine. You know, they're really good at maintaining the beauty on the outside of things. Like, you know, obviously the World's Most Beautiful theme park, they hold it up every year. But when it comes to the inside of things, it leaves a lot to be desired. And one thing that they've been doing a lot recently is focusing on fixing up and cleaning up what they already have before adding on to the new. The Loch Ness, the Legend Lives On renovation, they've been redoing all the restrooms, now Verboten, and obviously there's talks that Pantheon could get a tune-up, maybe Pompeii, other areas in the park that could get a little bit of a tune-up. And I really appreciate that Busch Gardens is doing this. I'm glad that Verboten is getting this. We knew this was a possibility, like when that AI survey started going out, we knew it was a possibility. And then there was some murmurs between this and then a potential return of Le Mans Raceway. And that seems to kind of be temporarily halted for now. So I think that was originally going to be next year's plan, was like that Italy version of Le Mans Raceway, but now that's being delayed, and now in its place is Verboten Forbidden Turn. I don't love the name. Say just keep it Verboten. You don't need to add a tagline. I know technically it's Verboten Braided Black Forest, and now it's Verboten Forbidden Turn. It's just Verboten. Just keep it Verboten. But I get it, for marketing and merch and all that, and probably some licensing stuff, you had to do it. I get it. They announced this a couple weeks ago, and I'm finally getting around to making a video about it, and I want to give my thoughts on it. I like it. Obviously, it's better than what they have been doing, which is nothing. You know, you go in there, just darkness, a few lights here and there, but even then, you're able to see so much that you're not technically supposed to see when the ride was conceived back in 2012. And it's a shell of the experience that the initial version gave. Not that it's a bad ride, bad experience. It's a great experience, especially if you don't know what the ride used to be like. You probably enjoy the heck out of it. And that's what I kind of gather from people that I've been to the park with that hadn't ridden Verboten in its early years, or I hear people that are riding it for the first time around me. I kind of listen to what they're saying, and that's kind of, I was like, oh, that was like one of my favorite rides in the park. I get it, but it's just like one of those things where it's fine, but it can be so much better because I have seen it as so much better. So for Busch Gardens to come out and be like, hey, yeah, it's not in the best condition, we're going to shut it down, spend several months, you know, renovating it, and we're going to tune it up and get it back going. So it's open for a couple more months. It's open through beginning of January. I'm going to get my last ride on it at Christmas Town. I'm really excited to just get one more ride on the original ride, just like I did for Loch Ness. I'm just really thrilled with this fact of them rebooting it. Now, what is the reboot exactly? Now, the whole traveling, the motor company is going to be under new management. So it looks like we're going to get new actors. Maybe they get the TVs back going in the queue line. You know, it's going to be weird, you know, if they do totally do away with the woman that does the usual, you know, intro and outro for the ride, because that is just kind of like a Verboten staple. So I hope either they bring the actress back or it's some variation of that, because that's such a staple. I can't imagine you're going to get rid of, like, the biggest meme in Busch Gardens. Like, that's such a meme. I've even seen it making some waves on TikTok now, which is really funny. But what is the story of Verboten Forbidden Turn? So it's pretty much what the last one was. I think this one's taking a little bit more of a folklore aspect to it. So the last one had 3 settings: the witch, the storm, and the wolves. So theme-wise, it was very practical, except for the witch part. So you're talking about wolves chasing you, the red eyes, storm, thunder, lightning. This one, according to them, is going to have technology we don't have in the park yet. So when I think about that, I think about Dark Coaster, because that has projections, no real screens. It's more projections and just not even animatronic, light up statues, right? Let's just be honest. So they said this is technology the park hasn't had before. Now, is that for a roller coaster or for a ride? Because with some of this stuff, I'm like, well, didn't Dark Castle have a lot of this? That's what I'm thinking. So the idea is that, you know, signs are going to be moving around. There's going to be shadows moving around. So it seems to be a lot of practical work with maybe practical and lighting sets. Now, also, you got to think about Nessie. We got screens in there. I'm very curious. They didn't elaborate on it, which I thought was interesting. They're saying this is technology that in our park we have not seen. There's no park, so I'm pretty sure you could go down to Disney, Universal, and you would see something of the sort of what this is going to be. I don't even know like what coaster maybe to pull from because they're so hush about what the technology is, which I guess either A, it's a surprise, or B, they're locking down the technology. It's either A, B, or C, both. But the fact that they're willing to say that they're going to have technology in there that's nothing like we've had before, I think is going to be really cool. I think one thing that AI art kind of hinted at back earlier in the year was it was going to be more of a fairy tale style, and I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be brighter in the building. I don't think it's going to be as dark. Some of the paneling that was removed from the walls and stuff, the building is a lot more light than it used to be. It's still pretty much pitch black darkness, except for like when you first go in and when you're about to go out. But I think this version of the ride is going to be a little bit more lit up. If I had to compare it to like a Disney or something, like a Guardians Cosmic Rewind, something like that, where, there's a lot of lights in the building. You're not really trying to make everything total darkness. And the little teaser animation video that they shared kind of hinted that it's not going to be about the forbidden darkness, not about the Black Forest. The point of them dropping that part of the name, I think, is a really big part of the hints at what the ride's going to be like. Now, we are still going into the Black Forest. That part is still the same, especially because in Busch Gardens, that area is called the Black Forest. So no matter what, you're going into the Black Forest. That's still a part of it. It's just, I guess, what part of the Black Forest are you going to? I think we're going to a more mythological fairy tale land. I wouldn't be surprised if there's on-ride audio. I don't know if you can do that and alter the trains of the ride, but I think that would be cool because they did it with Big Bad Wolf, and I love it. It's a hit for me, and I think it seems to be a pretty big hit, so I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to put some type of on-ride audio, whether it's in the seats or on the ride, maybe where the camera used to be to film you. There's a lot of opportunities there. I think the lighting and stuff, I just think there's going to be a lot more moving lighting, which I think is going to be really interesting, and a lot of shadow effects. I think this is going to be the most effect-heavy coaster we've had at Busch Gardens so far, because you think about Dark Coaster, it's just projections and light-up statues and kind of black light paintings, and then with Loch Ness, it's screens. So I think this is going to be an evolution of that, where we're going to get some projections, maybe a few screens here and there, signs, so you kind of think about Rock and Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios. They're so vague. It's hard for me to really like give my full opinion about what I think about this new version of Verboten, because it's like I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm just excited, right? The animation's really cool. I love just the little Easter eggs with the old Busch Gardens theme song playing in the animation, and it just makes me happy that they're really going to give Verboten some TLC, because I've always said that's my first big. It's not my first big kid coaster. That was Big Bad Wolf, the original. But Verboten was the coaster that made me fall in love with coasters. I owe so much to that moment of getting on that ride that the way it's just been kind of falling apart over the years, it hurt me. I think you could tell in the last video I made about it that I was like legitimately emotionally kind of burned by it, because I just was like, this is an amazing ride and you're just going to just let it deteriorate, right? And a lot of people were wondering if it was going to close down. I was like, well, yeah, use it in all the marketing, all this stuff. So I'm like, there's no way you're going to take this coaster that technically works fine. It had its big maintenance season this year. Close it after, 13 years? Not going to happen. The coaster's going to keep going. But I think the extended maintenance time this year, I think maybe proved that maybe they have some more maintenance they have to do. And they're like, well, we could either shut it down for an extended period of time, or we could retheme it while they're fixing this thing. We could retheme it and totally revitalize the ride and make it a brand new experience. I think that was the very much smart decision. I'm not going to say I would take back what I said about Busch Gardens handling of Verboten, because I think it was honest. I think it was true, because they didn't give out any of these details. And I think if they were to say that this whole time they're planning on renovating it, I think that's also BS. I think that's not me trying to be negative. I'm just saying, like, I don't think this has always been in the cards. I think it's I wouldn't say super recent, but a semi-recent development that maybe they toss around a little bit and they're like, we actually need to do it. But I give credit where credit's due, that they actually are doing it and not just letting it be like, yeah, we'll think about it, or we're thinking about it. It's like, no, we're going to revitalize Verboten and make it a brand new experience and keep it going for years and years to come. So kudos to Busch Gardens. love you guys for doing that. I cannot wait for what this new version of Verboten is going to be. I am so excited for more details just so we can get a better image in our minds about what this version of Verboten is going to be. Because like I said, what I gather is it's going to be a bit of a brighter ride, and it's going to be a lot more effect heavy and a lot more storytelling in it, rather than just moments and jump scares in a way. I think we're going to still have those moments. Obviously, the drop track is still going to be there, and all these other aspects. So they're still going to be there, but I think the story that you see around the building, especially around the mid-break run, I think there's a lot of opportunities here. And now that you're starting with pretty much a clean slate, you don't have to use what Verboten originally was as a template. You can kind of come in and say, hey, we're going to make something completely new. I think that opens up the door for a lot of possibilities that excites me as a big Busch Gardens fan, and I just cannot wait. So kudos to Busch Gardens. I think this is an amazing decision, and I cannot wait for Verboten Forbidden Turn next year. Cannot wait to get my final ride on Verboten Braid to Black Forest in just under a month. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about Verboten Forbidden Turn down below. Are you excited about it? Are you sad that the original is going to be going away? Or I think we're all excited. I think I can speak for all of us. We're all very excited. Maybe a little nervous because we don't know a whole lot about what's going to be going in there with the new technologies and stuff, and how reliable is that going to be. We don't know. We just have to trust the part that they'll, do right by it. But let me know what you guys think down below, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed. Make sure that bell button down below so notified every single time I put a brand new video to the channel. Make sure you go check out my new album, Live Again, wherever you listen to your music. Go check out the Patreon, a bunch of behind the scenes exclusive content and extended Busch Gardens vlogs. Also go check out the TikTok where I post several times a day. We go live a few times a week. Have a lot of fun over there. It's a growing community. I love to have you guys join me over there. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Morris and I'm out. Peace.